Part 3. Now I know why it's cutting me off, because I'm doing screen captures. And then I take a screenshot and then it cancels it. So I won't take any more screenshots. Alright, now we're on Google Maps. Watch the other videos if you haven't seen them, or you won't know what's going on. 14975 Congress Drive. That's the home I grew up in. Beautiful home. Nicest home in the subdivision, I think. Largest lot. Everything like that. Congress Drive. Supreme Court. Okay, now it says Expert Auto Spa. So, someone's doing that out of their home. Obviously. Now, keep an eye on the size of the properties. See the one next to it? About half the size. Half the size. Quarter the size. Whatever. Now this. It's not as big. It looks like it might be, but it's really not. Because this one, look how big that one is. Alright, see, look how big that is. The driveway and everything is all his land. Was all my father's land. So anyways, now we pull out Supreme Court. You know what? We used to always just call it Supreme Court. But I never realized until just now. This is kind of stupid, but it's true. You know how there's a court where you go to for law, and it's called the Supreme Court. Well, all my life growing up there, I never realized whether I was a young kid. Even as an adult, I'm just like, oh, I live on Supreme Court. Because then I'm thinking of the word court, C-O-U-R-T, as a place you turn around at the end. It's a court. And there's a courtyard. So my mind never put two and two together, which is often the case with super intelligent people. They don't see the obvious. But I wonder if I ask other people, have you ever known, did you realize that Supreme Court is also the name of the Supreme Court of attorneys and judges? They'd probably be like, no, I never realized it. Because a lot of people, no one ever mentioned it growing up. No one ever talked about it, so they probably didn't realize it either. Capitol Drive. See, these are all for Washington Square. So these are all names of things in Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. And that is Washington, D.C. If you don't know what that is, Google that. Now, Mount Vernon, Capitol. These are all my friends I grew up. John Flenna was right across the street. This house here, he was my best friend. John Flenna. And Tommy. This house here. Swimming pool. That's a swimming pool there. Tommy. Forget his last name. There was Goad. Tom Goad. Another Tom. He lived down here. Like this one of these houses. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I don't remember what number. I don't even remember. I don't remember a lot of these things. My memory's not as good as it used to be. Executive Drive. Rounder Drive. Rotunda Drive. Okay, that makes more sense. Freedom Drive. Okay, anyways. Olympia Drive. Cool names for streets. My dad picked a great subdivision. I never realized how cool. Now this says Cucci Drive. Not Gucci. Cucci. Cucci Drive. Okay, because this is Italiano area. Okay, Cucci Drive. You know it's Italian. Vincent. That's Italian. So over here is actually a subdivision called Gucci. And so it goes like this. This is where I lived, this subdivision here. So it might have been wrong on the number of properties over, but it goes like this: 1, 2, and this is we count that 3. That's the Lakeside Bible Chapel. I went there many times. 3. All right, so then this whole area is another subdivision. Is 4. So I was wrong. It's not 3, but that's what I pictured in my mind. About 3 of them. Now, whatever that is, that's part of this subdivision. It's probably a park or some shit. Who knows what the... Oh, that's like where all the water drains. And so 4. And then now we get into this road here. These mansions. It was all by themselves before. Okay, I'm looking at this. Okay. Rotary Park. Okay, it's before that. It's one of these. Because it used to just be like 2 houses there. Alright. There was this Canal Road. Clinton River Road, rather. And then from there, you drive. And then, oh, there it is. This one. Okay. So this is the mansion. 38183. That Tony Licata the third owned. Well, his father, Tony Licata the second. And this is the home that Eminem bought and owned. Who knows if he still owns it? I don't know. I don't fucking care. I never met the dude. But, I know, where the movie 8 Mile was recorded, the bar that it was recorded in. And of course, I've been to 8 Mile many times, and I've gone way down to 5.5 Mile, which we can check that out in a second. So anyways, that's Eminem's mansion. So now you see, like I said, about 3 down, so it's 4 properties, 4 main areas over. Now, Freedom Hill Country Park, a lot of bands play there. Freedom Hill, that's where the bands are. Freedom Hill Banquet and Event Center. Bethsaida Christian Church, in there. Almost all the churches in the area. Now, Johnny Black's Public House. See, now we're getting into, well, down here is all Italian. Well, let me show you this. Luciano's Italiano. Okay, and then all over here, Vincent Joe's, it's all Italian. Mostly Italian people own all these things, okay? The country clubs and all that. So anyways, now, big Italian influence there. A lot of them, their parents lived in Detroit, like my parents used to live in Detroit. And my mom's parents came over from Italy. And their name was Zerbo, Z-E-R-B-O. And my father's name is Facchini, F-A-C-H-I-N-I. Facchini. It's pronounced Facchini, so it's like the word fuck, with an ini on the end in Italy. That's how it's pronounced. Facchini. So, Facchini. And that was my birth name, was Peter Louis Dominic Facchini. Okay, so definitely I'm Italiano. Siciliano mafia boss from Detroit. And if you don't think I'm a mafia boss, then think whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. I haven't given a fuck for a long time about a lot of things. Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation. Okay, this is where you can learn all about the fucking cars that were invented there. Henry Ford. Greenfield Village. This is all part of his home that he lived on. Henry Ford Museum of American Innovation. See, that's not his home. His home is down here. Henry Ford childhood home. Okay. Right there. Now, trying to picture the land size. I mean, is my father's house as big as that? Well, that's just the home, though. Then here's all the property. Oh, and then the Wright brothers' home. That's the guys who fucking taught how to fly. The Wright brothers. So, a lot of shit going on in Michigan as far as creation. The Wright Cycle Shop. You want to learn about all these fucking... Just Google that shit. So you got Henry Ford, a lot of creativity. Menlo Park Machine Shop. Edison, creator of the light bulb. Edison Menlo Park Complex. Yeah, is the lights going off now? Is the light bulb going off in your head? Thomas Edison's Fort Myers Laboratory. Thomas Edison light bulb. So you got the dude who created the light bulb, lived in Michigan, Detroit. Dude who created the automobile. So, Christie Street. It's got the word Christ in it. My legal name now is David Christian. No middle name. Got spiritually changed by Yah. Yah had me change my name while I was in the Marine Corps. In 1998, I joined in 97. In 1998, I had a spiritual experience, and Jesus entered my life and my heart, changed me. Everything changed. Now, there's a big controversy going on now at these end times of the name of the Son of God. Everyone that thinks it's Jesus is wrong, because the letter J is only 600 years old. And I'm pretty sure Jesus I know he was here about 2,000 years ago. So, he couldn't have the letter J in his name, period. It's not Jehovah, it's not Jesus. That's simple, that's easy. If you're too lazy to Google the letter J, then that's your choice. You don't want to fucking know the truth, I don't give a fuck. That's your choice. You want to remain in the dark, then be fucking blind, and let the blind lead the blind into a ditch, which is symbolic of going to hell. So that's up to you guys. Whatever the fuck you want to do, have at it. By the way, my dad, Roger Ficini, that was my physical dad. Now, my spiritual dad is Yahusha himself, because Yahusha is the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit all in one. He's the same dude. He's a big black dude sitting up there on a throne. And he's literally up there above the clouds, hidden in plain sight. If you look up and you're like, oh, there's nothing up there. Bullshit. You go up high enough, my dad's up there looking down on you, just like the Bible says. So anyways, you don't believe he's black? Well, you're going to have a big shocker when you see him, because he's black as the ace of spades, motherfucker. Now, let's kind of look at... I think that's enough for now, dude, basically. Whatever else I said we were going to do, not in this video. There's much more time for that. When I'm feeling a little better. See? So now you got... That's all of America on its side. Now I'm flipping it around like that. And then like this. Just to kind of see if it makes out anything. Like here, Africa actually makes out, looks like a big head, a skull, and then there's like a crack in the skull. Okay, so that's weird, kind of cool. You turn it like that, it looks like nothing. But there's a lot of people who have been like, oh man, Africa looks like a skull. Kind of does, kind of not. You gotta use your imagination. But anyways, some people have imagination, some people don't. Creativity, some people have it, some people don't. But it's a skill you can learn. Now, there's Puerto Rico. See, now you know where Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and Cuba, and Havana, and then Miami right there, Miami Beach, Florida. That's where I joined the Marine Corps. Okay, South Beach. There's Key Largo. They call this. There's Fort Lauderdale. Went there for spring break in high school when I was 18. Lots of sex, lots of women. There's Hollywood, Florida. Miami Beach. That's the Miami Beach where Arnold was lifting weights. No, that's in California. Sorry. Totally wrong beach. Totally wrong state. Okay, California's on the other side. And Arnold grew up there. Well, he didn't grow up there. He grew up in Austria. He's known as the Austrian Oak. And Arnold Schwarzenegger trained way over here, Venice Beach, California. See, there's Naples, which is Italian, but that's still in Florida. So California's over here, Los Angeles, San Diego, Tijuana, Santa Barbara. I've been there to all these places. Carlsbad I used to live in. Encinitas I lived in. Oceanside I lived in. Vista I lived in. San Marcos I lived in. Escondido I lived in. And then also in Arizona. Big time Arizona. Tempe, Arizona. That's where I worked for Google Maps. So, you leave California. A lot of people leave California because it's too damn expensive. Go look up Venice Beach yourself. There's a lot there on YouTube. And Phoenix, Arizona is where a lot of people move to. Why? Because San Diego and LA is too damn expensive. People can't afford to live there. So they say, well, I'm moving to the next good place. They choose usually either Vegas or Phoenix. Now, Vegas is known as Sin City. Alright? Because it is. It's all fucking sin. You walk around, there's pornography on the floor or on the streets, thrown down there. They're hoping you pick it up and order a prostitute. Okay, now that's Vegas. So the people know that. So they either say, hey, I want that kind of crazy life, or they'll like move to Henderson, Vegas, or Henderson area. But that's all Vegas. It's a desert. My Italian families, they started Vegas. Okay, watch a movie called Casino. Casino. Italians started Vegas. Okay, that's my people. Now, Sedona, Arizona. Sedona is actually a very nice and beautiful place people go to for retreats. Even though it's a fucking desert, it's actually not so deserty. Well, it's a fucking desert for sure. It is a desert, okay? But what I'm saying is this. They made it look like not a desert. Okay? What they did was, like in Prescott, and these nicer areas, See, what you have is called Phoenix, the big city, right? Which is more people, there's more sin. Then you get away from it, you get into nicer areas that are private. See, Mesa, still part of the big main city. Oh, and Gilbert's where my children live. Some of them. 4 of them. Okay, this is an exclusive suburb of Phoenix, Gilbert, Arizona. And my children live somewhere there. They were adopted, taken away from me, stolen, right in front of me, basically. They took away my daughter as she was crying and screaming and didn't even let me say goodbye to her. So that was kind of evil of the CPS, Child Protective Services. Now, they were protecting the children from me because I was a drug addict and things like that, but not really a drug addict. See, that's bullshit. I was never an addict. I was able to quit easily. So I was never an addict. They all said that. You're a drug addict. No, I wasn't. You fucking idiots. So anyways, I don't want to get into that because everyone thinks they know people. And they know what someone's going through and they don't know shit about them. They just assume ASSUME, which means they make an ass out of you and me when you fucking assume. So enough of that for now. So that's the video. We'll talk more later. Peace out.